and welcome to my stream today, where hopefully, today my internet will not just randomly decide to crap the fuck out, in the middle of my stream as I'm about to show off the coolest feature of the entire game. I did not expect to get a response by the Killing Floor account on Twitter. I'm just excited to eventually play the damn game. uh, anyway, let me just turn on the usual music real quick, as we're going to have to act. So, let's go. I'm gonna continue the campaign from yesterday and immediately jump in and create a super battleship, the likes of which is never seen before in this campaign. We didn't really... I have made the discovery that we have one type of turret that has already taken on the appearance of the new German style, which is pretty neat. The problem is that it's 17-inch guns, so if I use them, they're gonna be woefully inaccurate. So, probably gonna use them anyway. But, yeah. Now, the first thing that I'm gonna do is go through the usual statistics, because we needed to do 32 knots, we needed to have many bulkheads at least, and then standards, crew, oil, balanced boilers, geared turbines, auxiliary engines, shaft upgrades. Hello, Jameson. Let me just drink something. Yes, yes. How are you doing today? And very sorry for suddenly disappearing yesterday. It was very sudden and very much unplanned. Meanwhile, let me just upgrade the ship to the absolute maximum that I can. So the main tower is going to be this one. The way that we're going to do the funnels is essentially placing two of these. Show me how much is this. Oh, two of these it is. It's going to have to go way further forward. Because a ship this big, unfortunately, needs a lot of power. Yeah, it needs to go a lot further forward. Something like that. No, not quite that. Come on. There you go. Perfectly balanced as all things should be. Now I'm going to immediately put the stereoscopic rangefinder 5, the sonar, and the radio on here. And then we discovered yesterday, well, I did, off-stream, technically, that while all of these guns are all using the old round turrets, the 17 inches, well, they don't. They use the Bismarck-style German turrets, which makes them look very nice. Now, I could put triple barrels on here in theory, except for the fact that using 4 doubles is already going overweight. And I haven't even put the Babettes in here. I don't actually think we can make a super battleship using these big guns at the moment. They're just too heavy. It's not even the turrets themselves, so I'm gonna go with something trusty. It's the Citadel. What kind of armor do we have on here? I can go down to 2, probably. Apart from that, all of this armor is... Okay, that's a bit ludicrous, I'll be honest. Let's go with, like, 16 inches of that armor. 11 inches of That doesn't really help us much. We can't place a third turret anyway because of the, or fourth turret anyway because of the citadel extending. I don't think we can build this at the moment at all. Unless we go with a completely different armor scheme, because right now we're going with Turtleback, which is really, really, really good. But the problem is that the further apart my guns are, the more heavy it gets. Like if I go with the style before that, I could actually put these guns on here. The thing is, I don't think this is worth it. If this is going to be it, we're just going to have a massive battleship that has nothing to show for. It's just going to be big and that's it. We can't put many secondaries on here either. Because we only have 2,000 tons and we haven't actually optimized the armor at all. Which is not great. Even if I just go and... Two-powder 2, TNT 3, what's our explosion chance on this, in theory? 3.9%, we could probably go with super heavy then. Yep. Still leaves us with 2,000 tons, which is still not a lot. Now the good thing is we can lower this, which will save us some weight. Maybe we can with 17, can go with 17s if we lose the older armor scheme. Like I really want that visual of turrets. Now, the thing is, this will be not exactly optimal. For various reasons. This is actually lighter. This is lighter than triple 15s. Significantly. Actually, it's the armor, isn't it? No, it's not. These are just straight up lighter. Like, I get that these have less barrels, but man. So, one of these is 1,793 tons. How much is a double? No, triple is 2,100. Yeah, that is just 400 tons lighter. Despite the fact that we're using significantly bigger guns. Out of curiosity, what would that even be in metric? Hey, Bakasura. 432mm. $151, that's about something that Germans would do. Yes, posture check, I shall do that. So, as it stands, we can't go very German with this. Unless we shrink the ship majorly. Which is worth a thought. But I'll have to consider it. Okay, 460 is 18-inch gun. So the gun, the range on this gun is ridiculous, as you can tell. These are, I don't actually know how much in inches this is. I just wanted to see how much it would be in inches anyway. So let's go back. This would be a 17.7-inch gun. No need to always go for size records. We're not in that era of German leadership. I'm just gonna say, if one of these AP shells hits something, that is ridiculous damage. If you compare that to a 15-inch shell, which I'm just gonna place like a random turret somewhere for. Like, compare the damage, which is 3,331 damage with an armor-piercing penetration to 1,300. That is, quite a significant upgrade in firepower. Minor difference, just a little. Enhanced reloading would be necessary. At the moment, we're already at 192 second reload for the main battery. Holy shit. We're reloading for over 2 minutes. This thing needs a considerable secondary barrage. Can we put 6 inches on here? Look at how tiny they look! Look at how small this gun turret is! To convert the measurements to something that is more easily understood, this is a triple 152mm gun. That is 3 times mobile artillery. Look how small it is. This is not quite right. They look like flak turrets. They're so small in comparison to everything else on the ship. Hang on. That's a 40 mil. Now I know why I didn't do that. Okay. I'm gonna have to... You can barely tell the 2 inches there. Yeah. Jesus Christ. I just want to point out just how much secondary firepower this thing already has. This is essentially 2 light cruisers strapped to either side of the ship. And I'm not done. This is completely insane. Did we exchange for 7 inches? Honestly, I think we need the rate of fire on these guns more than we do the damage. But do I go with the 7 inches to standardize with our light cruisers? I think I do. That's the question. Triples? I mean, if triples work, I'll take triples. Man, this is quite something. That is ridiculous. And these only fire 3 rounds a minute, but there's 18 guns on either side. And that's only the the main secondary battery. Wait, I can put 4 inches in the superstructure? You aren't serious. Normally that's where you place 3 inches, maybe 2s. And now I wonder, is there a place I can put 2 inches that I can't place anything else in? Nah, shame. Those funnels still look like you could put something there. So these are 105mm AA guns, basically. And 54 rounds per minute per broadside doesn't sound that bad. And that's not counting these things yet, because these are 6 rounds a minute. And there's quite a lot of those too. Man. That is kind of nasty. 109 inches of penetration. I don't think we ever need that much. Okay, realistically, going up against something that will have the same armor that we do, which, yeah, I'm gonna have to shuffle a bit. Like, with our 130% armor quality modifier, this is not nearly anywhere the armor penetration that we have. Hang on a minute, give me a moment. Yeah. We need 39 inches of penetration. What's that? 7 guns per side on the smaller ones? Yep, 7 triple guns per side for the smaller ones. So we need 39 inches to penetrate our own broadside. Which these guns will perform at 20,000 meters. I think we can downscale our penetration for extra damage a little bit. Just a tiny bit. Yep, 20 kilometers. That's where we can penetrate 39 inches of armor. Whew. Still at 17.5. Can we go with standard? Jesus Christ. The reason, by the way, why you would want to downscale the penetration on something like this is, for one, over-penetrations. Your shell can entirely go in one side and out the other without doing much in between. And more importantly, the lower penetration you go with these shells, the more there's a high explosive filler. So, these are armor-piercing high explosive shells. If you go with the armor-piercing cap 2, it's essentially just a straight shot, and a little bit of filler in the middle. Though with the 17-inch gun, that's quite a lot of filler. If we go standard, there's a lot more filler, meaning that now we would deal 4,400 damage with every shell that hits and deals damage. Now, what we also have to keep in mind is that these guys will suffer from our shell changes as well, so if we now go even further low, we're going to lower their penetration values as well. So the more we lower the performance of these guys, this will affect our secondaries. Also, I'm probably going to go standard for high explosive shells. For not high explosive, for secondary shells. For the simple reason that there's a lot of them. And they're going to be, honestly, our main firepower. These are not going to be our main firepower. These are going to be to slap whatever exists so hard it ceases to exist instantly. But, these are going to be our mainstay. There's so many secondaries here. It's completely ridiculous. The main deck is 7.2 inches. We don't need that much, I think. Probably get away with 6 inches. We're just saving us 2,000 tons right off the bat. Which we're going to put on in the 4.5 belt immediately. We could probably actually go and get away with 5. And get 9 4.5 instead. That's pretty good. In about 6 inches, a bit thin. I prefer more. Let's go for the 16. Aft deck, we can probably go to 4, which will save us weight, and also balance out the ship a little bit more. I would like to have 9 inches inner belt. Can't quite get there, but close enough. And then 5 for the second. Close, we can almost do it. Which means we can save some weight here, because we still haven't equalized these values, which are completely ridiculous. Probably go to line 17 inches for the turret front. Then you have like 3. Yeah, 3 is good. You can have 6 inches of turret top armor, you have 5, you have 6 inches of barbettes, and 9 inches of turret fronts. 4 inches of top? No, 1.6 is max, never mind. So, we essentially have just made a secondary spec battleship at a ridiculous degree. Look at all those gun barrels jutting out everywhere. Now, some of these don't have the best traversals, like these two are not going to be able to fire at anything that is far ahead or far astern. But it's fine, right? Also, I think we're actually going to need to change something about steering. Because I have noticed that some of our larger battleships have really big troubles actually turning. Engine cost per weight, hull weight, that's a lot of weight. I ask, those main guns fall just short of being able to bombard your home from the coast. What is the lightest version? 1.3, 0.5 for a fairly big bonus, but it's expensive. What's the newest one? 5% hull weight? Jesus Christ! I know we're not going with that. We might go with this, if we can get away with it. It does have a few problems, and puts us a flash fire chance at a uncomfortably high value. But we can get around that in other ways. We could probably go for... No, I don't want to go down from what we have, I'll be honest. I'm pretty happy with it. We can reduce the range even further. We can also reduce speed, which will save us a good chunk of weight. And I know that. Obviously, these is... Wait. No, this is actually more effective. It just has more downsides at the same time. Sustained speed while turning goes down. It also adds more weights and more engine cost, though this costs more. This gives us... Wait, how is our turret traverse looking? 2.84 degrees. That cost us almost nothing. It's terrible. Don't get me wrong. But it was terrible before, so... The flash fire chance is what I'm most concerned about. The thing is just, we can't make this much weight. I think. Never mind. Electro-hydraulic steering gear. This is a lot of downsides. Which is the problem. Probably, like... No, that does not save us enough weight. We do have to reduce the range. Which is still okay. Like, it's not terrible range. This makes the engine lighter. This makes the engine heavier. At the full service area after the turning point, thus more torque is needed for the rotation, while the effective turning degrees is less. At the maximum rotation, they provide the fastest turning rate of all rudders. Prefer the unbalanced rudder for tighter combat maneuvers, but beware that your ship may often stall or delay too much to change direction. I see. Okay. Honestly, I think that we're pretty much done with this thing. Like, yeah, we have a fairly standard armor layout of everything that we have built so far. This thing looks terrifying. Now, the question now is, What do we name it? Exactly. I could name it the Berlin, but I don't know if this is going to be a magnum opus. Honestly, I doubt it. Also, I think we're only going to be like, at most, we're building 2 of these. At most. And we're not going to start building them at the same time, because this is 260,000 tons of production capacity going to 2 ships. Then again, I might need to do that to actually get something done with these things. Good stuff. I'm not going to go with Gustav. I'm just going to have to think of how to name this. You see, mythology and everything. How about Arthur? You know, like King Arthur. Not Arthur Morgan, because he's a great character. And there's totally, absolutely, definitely not a third reason for me to name it that way. Now here's the question. How do I make this a German ship name? I mean, I could just call it King Arthur in German, but... Look at all those gun barrels. This is menacing, I don't know what is. Ridiculous. Could also go with something entirely different. Well, then you got an idea? It's fine, it's fine. At that point, I need to put, like, a triple torpedo tube somewhere, but I could actually just plonk it. The ship's so big, I could just plonk it right there. Bonk. No! This should be fine. I can just recover this. Recover this. That's all we did with that, so, yeah. What the hell did you just do? I misclicked. Can't believe I can't put a secondary there. It's back already. Don't have to worry. But go on, Bakasura. Give me your idea. Unless you gave it to me already. I do understand that reference. And honestly, that dude was pretty funny. Fun fact, did you know they used that fucking name in an anime to make someone punch something as an attack? And honestly, I don't get why. Yeah, there's an anime that uses the name. Essentially, if you watch Recreators, you will see somebody call out that name for that attack a few times. Unless you've mentioned before, maybe not to you, yes. Should have been a solid. I mean, it might be a solid attack, I don't quite remember. One of the gotchas, you have a character with a skill called Leopard 2, guess what it probably calls it a tank that shoots the enemy. Kaboom. No, seriously though, I need a name for the ship. Also, let me just, like, that's fine. Looks like a level 2. Surprise. Ooh. Being bold out here, aren't we? T-Bismarck. Oh. I don't know that one. I don't know. Hmm. Hmm. That one of those words. I know. I understand. It's a very old occupation. The thing is, one of those words has quite the connotation nowadays. It didn't in the back in the day and stuff, but it is what it is, and you have to consider that. Hmm. Hmm. Honestly, I'm liking the ship the more I look at it more and more. Especially those stupid-ass 4-inch guns in the mast. What are they doing up there? They were staring. It's a spotter turret. I seize them on! Boom! 3 10-centimeter shells just flying their way. At 10 kilometers distance. So that's how far this thing can fly. Have a good night, us, by the way. Take care. Probably go with soft counter explosive shots. Hang on a minute. 3, 2, 5. Smoke spot in northwest. Boom. This is massive. Also, we've reached the ridiculous level. This ship is 50%, actually more than 50% larger than a Yamato. It is approaching the double Yamato size. It's ridiculously big. It's not at double Yamato size, I have to clarify, but it's approaching it. Which is fucking hilarious. I'm just gonna... There we go. That's now gonna be the name of this class in one of the ships. I have decided. The fabled Yamato. As I said, at most, we're building 2 of these. Not more. That would be completely stupid. And at the moment, I don't think we can actually afford to build 2 of them at the same time. We can check, but at the moment we're still building 15 heavy cruisers, which should be done in a month or 2. To be fair. After which we should also almost be done with Spain. So, on to Russia and Italy, I suppose. Still hoping that Italy takes Egypt, because I really want to close up the Mediterranean, because that would be funny. Finances. How much do we have capacity for? About 200. Yeah, not enough. Not enough. Not enough. That is the main gist here. We still have a convoy mission here. 2 CLs. An old one and a new one against... I don't think your cruisers were all that good, if I remember correctly. You are quite big, but you're also a heavy cruiser. We're gonna fight you. The Dresden is probably just gonna turn around and go away, because it's just too slow. But we're gonna keep it close-ish to fight the enemy. While the Bremse is just gonna kill the enemy. As it has done so many times before. Enemy is straight ahead. We might be able to use the Dresden to get around the enemy. I think this is the 5-inch. No, it's the 6-inch version. Never mind. Ten times speed. Are we in gun range yet? I think we might actually be. No, never mind. All things considered, this ship does not have the best range for the guns. But at the same time, they hit quite hard. It's mainly the 3 inches that I'm concerned about. You know what, this thing has 2 inches with 10 km range, so I could probably upgrade these to have the range that I want. If I decided to. 4-second reload time, while these things are 3.8-second reload time. But again, this is... Oh no, wait, that was just... No, the Bremses... Veterans already. Never mind. Torpedo detonation, that's good. Fly on that one next. I want no torpedoes left in this battle here. You're also going to detach. Ooh, that was a full penetration. That was a lot of damage of 7-inch guns. Bonk. Mostly misses. That was a good hit. We're just chunking it right now. Destroying it by sheer full-on frontal damage. Andrea Doria actually still has torpedoes, despite the fact that we blew them up. Bonk, 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 bonk. Yep. Structural damage. That doesn't happen very often, might I add. Structural damage is one of the rarest ways to defeat an enemy. Show me on the radar. Where's the enemy transports? Straight ahead. Go for them. The Bremser shall keep them busy. Smoke up and disappear. Bonk, bonk, bonk. Oof. Big hits. Most of that was partial pens and not main gun. Oh, that was big. The Bremser will slow the enemy down. Ha! That is so much damage every time this thing fires its main guns, with a 95% chance to hit. Honestly, here, set more fire. I'm gonna tell you to fire your... Never mind, instead. Enemy spotted north. Well, that's a lie. That's where the enemy sunk. The first report of the enemy smoke is always kind of a lie after you defeat them, which is a bit annoying. Well, the Bremsers just completely eliminated the enemy, which is insane. The heavy cruisers are just not good enough. Like, yeah, they hit us a little bit, but not badly, by any means. Ah. Southwest. Radar says that's a lie. Still. The transport's on this direction. That's why I'm really happy that we got the sonar / radar. Because we can actually spot the enemies from so far away. And also tell exactly which direction they're actually in, without having to rely on the smoke spotted, because the smoke spotted still picks up the sinking ships for quite a while. So it's time to sink a few transports and cripple their economy. Italy is going to regret fighting us yet again. There is so many of them. Well, the question is, are they armed? There's a few guns on board of this one. So they are armed, that's just probably not particularly heavily. As long as they have no torpedo-armed transports, I'm not really worried. But the thing is, they might. That thing's gone. Also, this thing is actually catching up with them. It's just, the enemy is Not particularly fast. They're going like, yeah, 12.4 knots at most. But it's just fast enough to make it annoying to follow them. Guns. 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 For the moment, no danger in terms of torpedoes, which is good. It's another one destroyed. Secondaries are racking up damage on this guy. That guy's about to go. More guns, more guns, more guns. Guns. We don't quite have these two identified. About to happen though. More guns. And more guns. No torpedoes. Very good. Very minor damage that they're leading to us while they're just getting absolutely shredded by the secondaries. It's not even the main guns that are doing it. It's just the 3 inches. There's so many explosion sounds all at once. Like, even in real-time speed, those secondaries are firing really, really fast. It's just constantly shells in the air. But let's just speed it up. Ooh, that was a good salvo. Excessive fire. But to be fair, when the entire ship's on fire, I don't think the fact that you're on sea is going to save you anymore. At this point, the transport should just run and divert to the country formerly known as France. Yeah, that's fair, but that's a fair point. Could also go to the former country known as Spain, because I don't think there's much left of them either. Well, that's most likely the closest German port. Yeah, it most likely is. It's either France or Spain. Very good. So, how's the naval invasion looking? 2 more turns, probably. How's this looking? 1.7 million people invading into Poland. While at the same time, we're just here, like, fiddling around with numbers in the 20,000 against 1 million Spanish soldiers. To be fair, this is probably just a token attack to like, oh yeah, we're trying to beat the Navy, but honestly, the Navy has this. Meanwhile, the real German army is just about to run over Poland. I'm not going to comment further on that one. Let's click next turn. As in like 1 or 2 turns, all of our 15 heavy cruisers should be done. Actually, no, not all of them. I think like 5 or so. But I don't think we've built them all at the same time. I think we built like one group of something and then another one, really just holding the line until the Navy closed the news. To be fair, the Navy has captured every single bit of Spain. Okay, Italy has gone to peace. I can't take any of their lands, which is a shame. I don't care about their money, but I don't care about their ships either. I'm going to try to take all the battlecruisers. Fuck you. Or as many as I can, essentially. Which is 2. Then they have scary cruisers, battlecruisers specifically, yeah. It doesn't seem like they have many of them anymore, which is good. If I take the last 2 of them, maybe they're just out of them. Because the battleships I don't really care about. The battlecruisers were scary, but they have 2 different ones. They have 2 different classes of battlecruisers. They have one with 11-inch guns and one with 12-inch guns. The 11 inches really aren't that great. The 12 inches punch way above the weight, and I think it might be these 2 up here. I don't know. I'm not sure. Actually, these ones are more expensive, so let's go. We got 1 ship. and shitloads of money that I didn't need. Oh, would you look at that? The enemy is trying again to go with their battlecruisers against our Jericho. That's a bad idea. We fought this exact battle yesterday as well. It didn't go well for them. To be fair, the Jericho is still slightly damaged. But the Stettin and the DD are going to turn around. While the heavy cruiser and the Jericho are just going to go straight into the enemy. Also, I'm pretty sure that even these ones are still some of the most modern cruisers out there, despite the fact that for us, they're outdated to the point that they're completely useless in comparison to either of the new battle cruisers, or to the new heavy cruiser classes, or any of the three, I think, we have by now. I'm actually going to slow you down to 21 knots. Actually, let's just go straight to 19 or 20. Same for you. The good thing is that all of these are veterans, so the accuracy is going to be completely ridiculous. That's a bunch of partial pens by 13 inches. Hang on, what's that high explosive shell with the 13 inches? I think it might have been. Partial pins with the high explosive shells? Excuse me. Yeah, the things that the battle cruisers of the Spanish, they're not scary in the slightest, they just kind of exist. You can slow them to like 16-ish knots. You're gonna catch up with them and then do the same. Bonk bonk. We don't really want to overshoot the enemy here. We're just gonna stay alongside them. Cain lives in death. In the name of Cain. Okay. Time to equal out the speed here. I'm just gonna force it to shoot at the middle one now. Both of you. Just get rid of one ship at a time. Good hits. You know what? I'm also going to force it to load the ammo-piercing shells. Torpedo detonation. That's good. That missed. Jericho, how could you? That was an important salvo. I want you to smack him. The thing is, they have a decent belt, but it shouldn't be enough to defend against 13-inch armor-piercing shells at this distance. Which is like 8.5 kilometers, so we have about 30-something inches of penetration. It's gone. That was a full salvo. I think every single shell hits. I don't know. That is so much damage. Focus on the next one. Actually, focus on the one in the rear. Because otherwise they're going to shuffle around formations again, which is annoying, and we're just going to focus on one of them. I think we might have to slow down further, but I'm not sure. Big penetration and big damage. It could just be that the 13-inch deals that much damage. No, actually, it does not, by any means, deal that much damage. We are running them right now, so slow down further. Like 11 knots, I guess. 27% chance to hit right now. Should rise up to like 40-something. Bonk. Flooding as well. That thing is going to sink to structural damage. Nah, it blocked the damage. That's lucky. But it's not going to block forever. It's actually flooding to death. I thought we had another candidate for the honorable death of getting structurally destroyed. I'm gonna let you choose your ammo freely again, as we inch a little bit closer. Honestly, this thing is way too good for what it does. Whatever it is. At the time, it was fairly well armed, but at the same time, the position of the armaments was weird. That was a full penetration through the veils. That was not good. Actually, 4 deck penetration. The enemy's heading away from us a little bit. So we're gonna follow. You know the line, if it's stupid but it works. It ain't that stupid. It is still hitting us through the deck, I think. Hang on a minute, I need to pause real quick. Where is it hitting? Where was the last hit through? Half deck penetration? Yeah, it's hitting us through the deck. Means that at this distance, the deck penetration is actually quite decent. It's 8.9 inches, that's actually surprisingly good. And it's gone. It's dead. It has been burned to a crisp. We've lost 42 crew and they lost 2,838. Not having a good time. Click to continue. Very good. How are the French even considering to keep fighting? Persia called the alliance with the United States. You know what? While we're just here and we're being nice, let's just try to appease the British, because they're getting pretty bad against us. They don't like us very much right now. To be fair, they don't like anyone except America. How's our chances? 100%. I wonder if I can literally sue for peace and just grab my York off of them. The last territory. The last and only port. Because we have a lot of victory points over them. We literally have, like, 14 times theirs. The Brits not liking anyone is just historically accurate. You make a point. So this is gonna be ours now. Like, there's literally no way that it's not. Which leaves the Spanish with 1 port. Unless it's 1 extra turn. It could be 1 extra turn. Unless the Jericho was now forcibly moved out of it because it's... No, it's ours. It's ours. Hey, look, it's a Russian submarine. You're still dead. Okay, you managed to get away. Good job. Yeah, you pushed me back, but it didn't matter. Failed to gain on Northern Egypt. But why? Gain Northern Egypt. Come on, I want you to. This is a mistake. This is a mistake. Tonnage-wise, we theoretically have the advantage. Effectively, we're nowhere near strong enough, I think. The weirdest part is, like, they like the colonies. Yeah, that is the weirdest part. Maybe in this universe, the split wasn't as violent. Do I go and actually fight them? Yes, I think I will. The destroyer will probably set the torpedoes to off. As you also equalize speed with the rest of the division to keep with us. Because if we can manage to torpedo the battlecruiser, it could be really good. The question is just, will we get to torpedo the battlecruiser? Like, the Bremse can fire at the enemy from quite the distance. However, that is well within the battlecruiser's range, and taking hits from battlecruisers is usually not the thing you want. Instead of sending a declaration of war to the king, it was a polite request not to be taxed anymore. Or to make the taxes something that can be addressed and stuff. Because the main thing is that they didn't have representation. So if they had been given representation, it could have all gone over peacefully. I don't know, though. You're gonna smoke up immediately. Do not be the one that the enemy's firing at. Reduce speed to like 19 knots, which should be gunnery speed for both of our cruisers. Increase speed of the destroyer. I'm gonna try to pass on the right. We're not going to be passing on the right because the enemy is... Oh no, wait, we are. They're turning in. Safe torpedo launchers. Torpedoes away, turn around, and do it again. I think both of those will miss. No torpedoes away. That shouldn't miss us. A dud torpedo, come on! Well, we forced the enemy to maneuver and avoid our torpedoes, which is alright, I guess. I'm just, you know, a little bit concerned about a little destroyer that could. Getting out of there alive. Because they just charged a battlecruiser like a fucking maniac. Yeah, that's well within gunnery speed for both of them. Now the good thing is that this ship is taking lots and lots and lots of structural damage. So eventually it is going to die. The problem is, will it smack us first? Nope. It's burst into flames from stem to stern. Okay. You go top speed. The destroyer is still going top speed as much as it can. We're going after the transports. Whee! Well, time to repeat the same thing that we did last time. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to do this again. I shall approach and the machine gun them down. Well, the difference of speed within these three ships is ridiculous. We're getting closer. We haven't spotted them yet, but that's because it's slightly foggy. You can see a light haze. How about we pass on that side, because the guns are already pointed to that side. The enemy is trying and turning to avoid us, I think. There is no escape, for I am just that much faster than you. There they are. 8 kilometers distance, straight ahead. 5 transports have been spotted. This one's unarmed. This one's unarmed. This one's unarmed. It's another turkey shoot. Well. There's more, I guess. Unarmed. Unarmed. And unarmed. Probably. Yeah. What about you? Up. This is what I'm guessing is probably their transport fleet transporting every bit of material. This is basically the Dunkirk of Spain, except our navy is actually stopping them. Imagine. Every bit of material and troops that has been on the beach is on these boats. And now one light cruiser comes up. Now, to our benefit, the Air Force has essentially not been invented here, so, all hell breaks loose. At this kind of distance, there's no chance of them surviving. Whether the Spaniards go Dunkirk with the Britain, but where the Spaniards go... Mallorca! They still have an island. Right off the coast. Will it save them? Probably not, but it's there. They're retreating to the Ballermann. High casualties. The ship's not even sunk properly. It's just 45% of people on board have died. That's a drive-by killing and a half. Oh, and they're all dead. Germany already put its beach down on that island. Yeah, that's a fair point. I guess the question. Do we sue for peace and see whether or not we can get Mallorca? Do we try to just leave Spain there in Mallorca as an island nation? Or do we just go into Mallorca by force? Because honestly, all three of those ideas are quite funny to me. Putting our entire navy around Mallorca just to capture it? That's complete overkill and very funny. Leaving it alone and just leaving them as an island nation? That's pretty funny. They have so many submarines in that port. What are you doing here? I'm at war with you. What are you doing here? Exiling Spain to a tiny island, torturing them with tourism is the funniest option. Okay, we shall go to peace with Spain if they accept. That's a very important peace treaty. There we go, yes. End hostilities, if we can. If they accept, that is good. If they don't, oh well, so be it. Next target, Sevastopol. Like, we're going straight to one of their major ports in the area. We're taking Crimea. Are you blockaded by a submarine here? I'm actually blockaded by that fleet, probably. Well, that's fine. I mean, this is a big port, but I don't think we're going to need as much. You're also blockaded by something? Ah, there's still a bunch of battlecruisers here. I don't think we're gonna be able to move most of our fleets here. Just a bit annoying. Oh, you can't move either. You already moving somewhere else, somewhere important. The Russians shall know what happens when you fight Germany. Overwhelming force landing on your beachhead. Oh hey! All of our heavy cruisers are done! Our shipyards, they're free. Well, well, well. Let's build 2 very, very, very big battleships. So now we have 34 heavy cruisers. A lot of which are actually the new ones. Unless they're not commissioned yet. Then it's getting even more after this. Yep, they're still commissioning. They don't actually count. Yet. 44 months. It's gonna take me the better part of 4 years to build these. Damn. That is quite a long time. Are you accepting peace? Please accept peace. It would be very funny to just leave you there, take all your money. Or maybe some of your shits. I don't think they're accepting. Do. Convoy and submarine warfare again. Building new ships. Somebody's building something, and I think it's the Soviets. So we're launching a ship nearly twice a year, or 2 years ahead of the real deal. That's a fair point. Decades ahead of the real deal. It's like 1 decade, because it's gonna be done in like 1932. Which is early, but it's not decades early. Hey, peace has been signed. Ah, sell me your ships. All of them. It's only 8 years. Yeah. Liberia is being attacked by us, I guess. So we're now at peace with Spain. They still exist, sort of. If they can manage to actually do something with this economy, I will be impressed. To be fair, I did just take the better part of the navy away from them. They apparently immediately got 3 new battlecruisers, so I don't know how. We just made like most of them. I'm gonna have to go through and sell a whole bunch of them. Because I don't want this. I don't want these battlecruisers. They're awful. Like, genuinely terrible. So we're gonna deactivate that, and... first of all, sort by class. Groundloop, that's one thing. The Dresden, that's one thing. Rischling, San Esteban, that's a heavy cruiser that I have from the last time we were at war with Spain. Dmitry Donskoy. Is this the old one that we still have from the last time? Maybe. Maybe. Wittenberg, Posen, Herzen von Tresch. Almoneda, that's the Sanfroid. Where are those? Did I not get those ships? Hang on a minute. Oh, no, wait. There they are. Vengeanza. Yeah, these ships, they're just terrible. Honestly, I don't know what they thought they were doing with these ones. The AI really designed something atrocious. Not only is it overweight, even if it wasn't overweight, these things are terrible. I'm really wondering, if I put them up to sale, will any other navy buy them? That would be very funny to me. Very, very funny. I'll say, they're not even worth keeping as, like, a piece of honor of, like, hey, I defeated them, I'll keep it now. No, no, no. Nah, the Vengeanza can all go. Set crew to 0. Time to mothball these. All 5 of them. I wonder, is this... This is the Italian one, I see. Samara class battlecruiser. Where did I get this one from? 7 double 10 inches? Is that also an Italian one? The Italians really have a really weird way of designing ships this campaign. And honestly, I am impressed by it. It's pretty... Never mind, this is not. This is also a very old one. I'm pretty sure this one can go too. I was wondering, because I didn't think that the Italians were using 10 inches. I was pretty sure that they were using 11 and 12s. In this campaign. So, yeah. Let's see if anybody wants to buy a museum ship. Ding, 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 ding. The Samara. Set crew to 0. And what was this ship? San Filippo de la Real. I think this was the Italian one. I can't be sure, because honestly, written out, I can't tell apart. It is Italian, but I don't think I've known this one. It has a lot of guns, though. It's not the one that I'm afraid of, but it's something. How good are those 11 inches? Claudine Dunite. Flash fire chance is extremely high. Holy shit, yeah, I'm selling this one too. Let's see if the countries that I've gotten them from want to buy them back through third hands or something. That's not how that works, by the way. They can't do that. But it would be funny. Do I actually have any allies that I can sell to at the moment? I think I do, but I'm not quite sure. I think I have like 1 or 2 small nation friends. Because they are the only ones I can actually buy from you. So the San Felipe de Real, you're gonna get sold too. Now I have another question here. Where is our old cruisers? We actually have a lot of Saxony-class cruisers. And a lot of them are still at sea and in use, but after this war, we're definitely going to reduce the amount of them. We're probably going to keep a few of them. But with this many Frischlings, I'm pretty sure we're good. We have them solidly replaced. We can now move our fleets out of here. Which is pretty good. 6 heavy cruisers. We're going to set up along the coast of Crimea. Now, honestly, I don't fear the navy of the Russians at all. They don't have much, as far as I can recall. Honestly, I'm accidentally building here a proper foundation and everything. You're trying to escape? No, 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 no. We're fighting you, friends. You are not getting away. You should move to a port. And conveniently, there's a port right here. Quite a good one. This fleet needs to be repaired. But Jericho's done good work this war, and honestly, it deserves the repairs. Move some submarines there too. That was a bit of a lag. Here am I looking at? Here am I looking at? There we go. You know, a little bit of support. More submarines to the middle of the fleet here. You can move that too. Put it on the outside. To dissuade enemy wolf packs. And now we wait for our fleets to arrive. This entire fleet is back in action as well, so we have a Vengeanza class that's actually getting sold. But we have the Grafspee and the Zeidlitz, which is actually gonna rejoin their fleet. No, the Grafspee is actually still repairing, never mind. Submarines in the fleet, you say? Yes. We have a few. Not many. Actually, how many submarines do we have at the moment? 35. Apparently. I wasn't aware of that, but sure. But yeah, we're going up against an active fleet of 30 ships. With 1 battlecruiser, 4 heavy cruisers, 11 light cruisers, and 12 destroyers. And one of the light heavy cruisers is getting cornered here by quite an aggressive fleet. If they get into a combat with this, the keel is gonna sink it. It's gonna slap the shit out of it. We could probably also remodel the keel at this point. Like, I don't fear the Russian Navy at all. They are a pushover, and honestly, I might be able to do 2 invasions at the same time if I have enough tonnage at the other side of the world. That I'm not sure about, but we shall see. Apparently Spain is still being blockaded by us. I don't know how. We're at peace with them. But, sure. Wait, maybe it... Wouldn't it be funny if, Japan hasn't gone to peace with them? Would you look at that? There is quite the power just appearing outside of Sevastopol. How much do we need to invade Crimea? 80,000 tons? That's nothing. That's like just the Wolf-class battleship, which is arriving very soon. I think it's in this... No, it's not on this fleet. This fleet? There it is. Just this ship alone would be enough in tonnage to capture this port, in theory. I believe me, we're bringing up more than just that. What kind of ports do we have here? Dalian, Port Arthur. Honestly, I want to get some ports. Petropavlovsk would be very strategically good. We still have quite a few things here. Let us pay them a visit, shall we? Now, we moved most of our things to the other side of the world. However, not all of it. Terry, there's the Samara, there's the Vengeanza. Oh, we're making a land invasion on Russian territory here. And it's going very, very well. on multiple fronts. I haven't even paid attention to this area. At all. We do not want to move that. That is unreliable at best, and terrible at worst. Do we have any other ports that has ships stored in them? So we're about to take Saigon, essentially. The enemy is unable to hold us. There's two ways to read that. Either you need very little support to invasion, or the Wolf class is just chonky. What if it's both? We could probably move the submarines as well. They don't add much in tonnage, but it's something. And the port is not that big. Three ways to read that. Move submarines here as well. Okay. Submarine warfare, you say? Well, we sunk the Russian submarine, I guess. You're gonna move over to here as well. To, like, I don't know... here. Now, what's about this friend here? Oh, he's still going further north. Antwerp? Your supply port is Antwerp? That's very, very far away. You have to go all the way to Belgium to resupply yourself? Jesus Christ. I really am dominating the area here. Well. So we had a few bouts with Britain as well. Most of them have ended fairly quickly. Simply because that we did something that broke their economy for a moment, and they had to call it off. They asked for peace almost instantly. Because while the enemy does have more ships than we do, we have the higher quality. In terms of Britain, that is. The only nations that I have not fought in this campaign is Japan and America. And I wish to change both of those, eventually. Japan not so much, because honestly their territory just isn't that interesting. It's an island nation, which makes it really neat. But it's not useful as a bridgehead into any country that except China, but I already own China. Which just kind of... Yeah, okay. You know what? Here, have $3 billion. Modern battlecruiser, large cruiser. We can build actually good battlecruisers now. But we do really need something to reduce weight of stuff. Look, we are exceeding the tonnage by a great margin. Oh, man. Crimea will fall, and there's nothing you can do about it. They moved to blockade us out of here, but they moved too late. They were not fast enough. We're still repairing that damn battlecruiser. Why are you repairing for so long? You had 0% damage. Oh, you're not. That's not you anymore. Okay, we're repairing something else. Well, 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 well. Here we have another cruiser hunter fleet, I guess. Honestly, you can probably go back to Gibraltar. This is our Gibraltar fleet. I told you to go into Gibraltar. Yeah, good enough. It is basically just there to keep the channel safe. I still want Northern Egypt. It's important. Because the moment that I can block this off, I have an instant blockade against Italy or Austria if they decide to go to war with me. Which is just, very funny. Very, very funny. Now I want to know, if I want to invade Kamchatka, how much do I need? I can't do that this turn. Okay, let's improve relations with the British. Because they could become annoying otherwise. And let's take a look. At what kind of battlecruiser monstrosities we can build now. Because if it's something sleek and good looking, I'm so gonna build a new cruiser hunter. So, we can probably make this extremely sleek. Let's go with something like 37,000 tons. Fairly chunky still. What's your top speed? 36.5 knots. That's 26.5. Many and standards. I just want to know how much weight has got to be taken up by machinery in this. If we go with the best thing we can do. Oh, I clicked out of the game. Oopsie. Like, I'm pretty sure that there's two technologies here that have increased our weight by a significant margin. One, the Anti-Top 5, and two, the Citadel 5. Or 4. The Turtleback Armor Scheme. It costs us so much weight limit. No. Funnels, Uber funnel. 96.3%, so we can probably just lower the speed to like 35 knots. Probably like 36 knots, I guess. Pretty good. So, just this is at a decent weight, and we haven't actually added any of the operational stuff. If we look at main guns, we can go for center lines. If we want to build another cruiser hunter, I think on the other one we went with 11 inches? Or maybe 12 inches. I think these turrets are quite big. If we shuffle everything further backwards, we can probably get another turret. But it's gonna make the ship fairly unbalanced. There we go. We want some armor. That's already exceeding it by a lot. I think we've exceeded like the maximum wanted amount for the hull by a good chunk. 6 inches of deck is pretty good for fore and aft. 2 superstructure, that's already too heavy. We could probably go 7, 6, and 12. Honestly, I'm not happy with this. Oh yeah, we haven't even fitted the Babette yet either. So, how much bigger can we make it before we extend into the next size class? $39,000? What? 38,000? Maybe 38,500. Okay. 38,700. 38,900. There we go. That still keeps it at this size, with fairly good guns, though we need to change some stuff, of course. Cat Ballistic, TNT3, and... Nah, Tube Powder, and that will put our gun performance already at a ridiculous level. For the fact that we're using this. Super heavy shells at best, and then we have some pretty good penetration. Put enhanced reloading on here, weight's too high. I'd also like to reduce the beam because it makes it more sleek. We can't go minimum, so we can go minus 7%. Which saves us some weight. Let's actually see. Can it still increase you to like 38,000 tons? No, that increases the size again. 37,500. 37,300? Engine efficiency 98.9%. Okay. Yeah, honestly, no, I don't want to build it. At the moment, we're just really lacking some technology to make it all come together to save us weight. It's just everything's too heavy. So at the moment, we're even struggling to remodel some of our old stuff. Which is unfortunate, because I would really like to design more ships. But... or remodel our old ships. But at the same time, we really need a big weight saving. Somehow. Somewhere. And yeah, I could have made it with the old... hull. But at the same time, that kind of defeats the purpose. Also, this invasion is going extremely well. We've lost 85,000 men, while they have lost 475,000. That is kind of ridiculous. And there's another army of 1 million men. Just kind of charging in. Well... yeah. So, I still need a bridgehead somehow to get over to the American islands. Which would be good if I could get that, actually. Oh, no, wait, actually, it's tiny. I don't care for it. It's just too small. It would be good as a supporting fleet thing. But honestly, I could probably take it using this tiny fleet that I'm moving up to Petropavlovsk Lost. Because I don't know if I can actually take it with whatever I'm moving here. These are old battleships that are fairly small, all things considered. Or rather small in comparison to what we are using right now. They're not exactly small. 35,000 tons is not small. So, let us see. The good thing is that Russia is now losing some of their really annoying territories. Because... oh, hey, Big Mac! How are you doing? How are you doing today? I saw you were streaming earlier today. Again, which you're probably still doing just now. Avorion. Yeah. All or nothing arms game. Is that what we're looking for? Did we just exceed straight through one tier without actually ever using it properly? It's just too heavy. I don't care if you're provoking me at the moment, Italy. I do not care. I have better things to do. Hello, Big Mac. Look at me as I have exiled Spain. And built a super battleship, or rather, they are building for a few more months, like 40 or so. Italy is still chilling, and now we've turned our attention to Russia. Who's not having a good time? In the slightest. They're going to lose Crimea, and honestly, they might just lose everything in the area. Georgia doesn't seem to be particularly hard to take. Novorossiysk doesn't seem to be that hard either, because it's a single port in southern Russia. And then Ukraine only has Odessa as a port as well. It's a big port, but with the way that the game is calculating ports and everything, I don't think it's going to be too difficult. So let's just try to hook these guys into combat. Actually, what happened to the fleet over here? We're just going to meet you right there. We know where you're going. You're not getting away. Europe at this point is looking very German. We'll see. This is definitely going through. These are definitely going through. This is definitely going through. How's this holding up? Yep, this is already advancing as well. While the enemy is trying to take Northeast Korea, which is probably not gonna happen. Yeah, we're supporting them. They're losing a lot more soldiers than we are losing on both of those fronts. Can I start a second naval invasion while the first one is still going? Yes, I can. Petropavlov, how much? Kamchatka, 53,000 tons. I can actually probably beat that. Which start date do you choose? This is a 1900 start date. It's actually in the title. It's a 1900s for till 1929, campaign war 1928, but it's close enough, right? I don't like the 1890s start because, honestly, playing with those old-ass thingies, I just don't enjoy the very early start. The 1900s is fine because you still get some fairly reusable ships relatively quickly. But the super early cruisers and stuff, it might have taken it from them, but I don't know. It's been a while. Masses of dissatisfied pacifists protest and block the roads. What do you propose to do? Make an official statement that the government will offer financial aid to the needy. Yeah, that's definitely what we're doing because it's only $4 billion. Fuck $4 billion, I don't care. The Red Cross urges the Soviet Union and our nation to accept the exchange of prisoners. The government asks your opinion on this matter. You agree for an exchange, you negotiate with the enemy. The government is wise enough to do what is best. Yeah, I'll go with that. That's another 1 billion gone, but again, what's a billion, right? Haha, we've finally roped you into a fight. Well, the Kiel is gonna sink this guy. There's no way that this Russian heavy cruiser will hold up to the might of what we've come up with as a cruiser hunter. Because this, my friends, this is the Kiel. It's a nasty little ship. It doesn't have the best armor, but it's made to hunt cruisers, so I think it's fine. Also, it's accompanied by 2 rather large heavy cruisers. Honestly, I think we can just ignore you two. Just send you over to your merry way. Where are the enemies? Straight ahead. Let's go. This thing is armed with a lot of 12-inch guns that have quite a high rate of fire and quite a punch to them. The enemy has spotted the Kiel, but I don't think it'll matter. The enemy can't really run away from us, and more importantly, they can't outgun us. At this point, this ship has sank so many enemy cruisers that, honestly, the fact that this crew is veterans does not surprise me in the slightest. A partial pen immediately through the on the deck. What's the deck penetration at that distance? How far are they, anyway? 11 kilometers. 11 kilometers, it's 7 inches of penetration. At this point, we really got to up our deck armor, but at the same time, with the armor schemes that we had before, it was just so expensive to do. Overpen through the main deck. I am rather surprised that you are still in gun range. Let's get all of our guns firing here. Big hits. Bonk. Overpen. Bonk. It's a very satisfying noise to hear that overpen. Bonk. Yeah, that thing's gonna die in no time flat. It was scouring around our home fleets, or home islands. Our home continent, rather. So I couldn't suffer it to exist. We haven't even identified it fully yet. There it is, it's the Bion. Are you still using that ship? We were fighting this class of ship around like the 1910s? It's impressive that it's still afloat, knowing the maintenance that the enemy does. But actually, no, the armor's terrible as well. The main deck is like the strongest bit of armor. That's kind of sad. We will not suffer the enemy to scour around our front. Bonk. And it's gone. Good. Enemy heavy cruiser sunk with basically no losses. Yeah, we lost one sailor. That's it. But yeah, how are you doing today, Big Mac? And how was his stream, more importantly? Hope it was fun. Alright. Stream was nice. Pretty good. Well, we're invading Kamchatka now. We have submarines. We can probably deal with the submarine real quick. Oh, what? Oh, that's kind of submarine flight. Apparently we sank a submarine. Oh, sank a transport, I guess. So, how is this holding up? 100% chance. Yep, the enemy has no chance here. Now 4 ships in the space fleet which are melting the enemy. Nice. That's very good. I love melting the enemy. Also, have I mentioned, Ireland has succeeded from Britain without any help. They just kind of decided, nah. Which is honestly kind of funny. I don't know how they managed to do it. They just kind of decided not to be part of Britain anymore. So this is going to be out very soon. This is going to be 3 more turns. There's a battle here. Heavy cruiser versus heavy cruiser. The enemy does not know what they're doing. This is not a good idea. Yours are ancient heavy cruisers that were outdated the moment that you built them. You're fighting the most modern heavy cruiser out there. It is 4 times the cost of your ship, but it's probably more than 4 times the strength. So, let's go. So we're going to give the enemy a very, very bad punch to the face. Now this is our normal heavy cruisers with 12 8-inch guns. So, let's just hunt them down. They should be like 18 knots fast, which is laughable. We are at 32 knots. So they cannot escape. They don't have any armor, they have like 6 inches of belt armor, so they cannot defend themselves, and their guns don't have enough penetration to actually deal much damage to us, I'm pretty sure. There they are. They haven't been hit yet. Very big important placed on the yet. Just turn a little bit, you know, face more guns towards them. Man, I wish I could, like, properly refit these guys right now. Everything's just way too heavy. Now this ship is currently only trained, so they're gonna struggle a little bit more than normal. For example, one of your ships has 78,000 Omicron, one Omicron is 1 to 2 DPS, so you can do the math. The strongest ships you have seen at the moment are all around 5 to 8,000. A little bit of a outmatching battle there. I'm gonna tell you high explosive to fire high explosive. Just burn the enemy to death. Char them alive. The enemy is trying with us as well. I think it's just our secondaries are more effective than their primaries. Let's turn in a little bit. It's another chunky salvo by the 4 inches, and another chunky salvo by the 4 inches. And yeah, the 4 inches aren't penetrating right now, but they're dealing good damage. Maybe we might just try to fire another torpedo at us. Another bit of flooding. They've already lost 28% of people on board. Let's go back to explosive. It was more effective. It's a constant stream of guaranteed damage, which is pretty good. Because we have just enough penetration to basically guarantee a partial pen at least. Right through the aft. Unfortunately, the enemy's aft is already completely flooded, so it's not really doing much. They might just flood to death, so yes. Okay. Very good. Yeah, the enemy had no idea what they were doing there. That was kind of terrible. They just kind of sank themselves by running into a heavy cruiser. Honestly, the Russian Navy is one of those right now that is completely laughably small and bad at the same time. So there's really nothing to fear, which is a little bit sad for them. Light damage over sunk cruiser. So I'm gonna go back to the ship design because we have unlocked a new hull type, which is all or nothing armor scheme. It does have its ups and downs, and technically Turtleback is a lot better against battleship shells because of the way that it works. But it's gonna be still extremely effective, and at the same time not cost us much in terms of weight in comparison to the other one. I'm just going to show you in a moment, because I'm going to put everything on here, and then we're going to go to the Citadel. Citadel 4 would put us at 32,800, Citadel 5 would put us at 32,500. Never mind, did they change something about these two? Now this gives less resistance, which makes this one technically better. This does not give a weight. No, 12% over. Okay, it's deck and extended deck. How much deck armor do we have at the moment? Not a lot. But if we consider that with normal stuff, you get a 2% malus on all armor. The moment that we get to armor types, armor values that we want, if we go to none and just, you know, type in the armor values that we want here, which would be like, not 25, 17 inches, 9 and 9, that would be like ideal. With a 6-inch main deck, 4 and aft, 15-inch conning tower, and 2 superstructure. So we are at 34,000 tons. With Citadel 4 we get up to 38,000. With Citadel 5 we get down to 37,700. This might actually make us able to use everything we have at hand again. Which would be very good. Also, I do really like battlecruisers. need to shove you a little bit further forward. I tried to balance the ship already before I even place any guns on it. It helps a lot with the later balancing process. One tick further. There we go. Now here's the question. What guns do we use for battle cruiser? Do we make this a very, very heavily armored one? Or heavily armed one? And if so, what are we going to do exactly? Sonar 3, an RDF. I couldn't make a 15-inch triple when we technically already have one. Actually, not just technically, we do have one. That looks comically undersized for a 16-inch turret. But we can do this. That's 10 16-inch guns. It's straining our weight limits. Okay, we can't actually do this, but we could probably put in 4. Yep, we could definitely put 4 guns. Then increased AP. We're just going to go to the max penetration value we can put on here. We're not necessarily going to use it, but we're still going to experience it. Flash fire chance 3.5%. That's pretty. Well, 5.5%. That's pretty okay. That's a lot of penetration. We do not need that much, so we're probably going to go to like capped. I don't quite like the capped yet. Cap ballistic. Okay, cap is probably... What about standards? 10,000 meters is kind of terrible for that. 3.7 with 10k. 3.7 at 10k. What about this, in theory? 3.7 at 10k. Odd. But okay. The armor penetration should be pretty good with this. It should be able to penetrate itself at 20 kilometers, but at that point you're most likely hitting the deck anyway. Meaning that somehow we need to improve the deck penetration at that distance. The question with that is, we already have the super heavy shells. So how are we going to do that? Alright, this is also something I need to do. Second in the belt is like 5, and then 2, and then... Oh, that's a deck. That's 2. We have 4, 2, and 1. Putting us a little bit overweight, but at the same time we still haven't fiddled with our range and stuff, which can be lowered to give us another 500 pounds to play with. The turret armor should be 16. 6 is good for the top, and 7 is good for the barbettes. That's good. And secondaries. I think we're just going to go with some light secondary batteries, because it is, after all, a battle cruiser. It's not supposed to be extremely strong against everything it runs into. How light are the 3 inches? Not light enough. Or do we go full 3 inches secondary battery? 3 inches are quite nasty against light ships. If we delete that turret, that would put us in weight limits, and that still has 5, actually no, 6 triple 3-inch turrets on either side. Have a good night, Big Mac. Enjoy your good night, and have a good day tomorrow. So these things are currently firing... actually... They're not quite sufficient. Not quite that much, please. That was a bit too much. Here we're suffering for Eurus because... The problem is... I don't like the penetration value that we have on this thing. It should be able to penetrate all the superstructures that we run into at a reasonable distance. But at the same time, what is a reasonable distance in these times, right? Do I still call it and say we don't do battle cruisers yet? Because we still need something to save weight. I think that's what we'll do. Because the new technology is good for that, but at the same time, if we want to do something to the level that I would like it to have, or like it to be, shit's gonna be a little bit difficult. And we could just go back and use the quote-unquote outdated technology for in terms of citadel protection, but at the same time, we have the technology, I want to use it. So, we're not going to do anything with that at the moment. To be fair, we are still building 2 ships that are going to take quite a long time anyway. Status. Are they at the top? No, they're probably... There they are. You are... No, you're repairing, never mind. You are probably at the very bottom. Yep, 39 more months. Let's just quickly do something and remove all of our mothballed ships. They're not being bought, nobody's interested in them, so we're just gonna scrap them. Oh. All of the mothballed ships, scrap them all. Very well. Set our cruise setting to automatic again, so that we also have the full cruise whenever they go to port. And we go into the next turn, I guess. Unless I can improve relations with Britain again. Can't. That's fine. Improving the relations with Britain is currently the most important thing, because having them fight us isn't actually that tragic. It will just be annoying while I'm busy. So let's currently just wreck the shit out of Asia and some of the Balkan states that we're going to take over from Russia. Russia will suffer here, and there's really not much they can do about it. Makes me very, very happy. Yeah, Britain still doesn't like us. Large particles repulse, that doesn't do anything for us. TNT 4, that's a big upgrade. Makes shell hull weight negative 2%, that's really good. That is a big weight saving. Persia signed an alliance deal. Good. Yeah, sure, you can have a destroyer. 23 relations with Britain. Oh, very good. Pretty good. Battle of Crimea, we lost some soldiers, but it's fine. We're having a bridgehead situation here, where if we get this, we have a really, really big port leading us straight into the heartland of Russia. And do believe that I'm not going to stop there. Honestly, Austria-Hungary should really feel the heat now, because we are on every corner of their naval territory. Mallorca already got to feel that, what happens when they bother me. Yep, this is still going and advancing very clearly. You know what? Sure, let's just continue building. Why not? 179,000 tons maximum builds. Woo. Big ship. Big ship. Do we build more? I think we built more light cruisers. Did we build any of these yet? I don't think we did. Hang on a minute. Class. Spee. I don't spy a spee. Okay. It is the 16,000 ton heavy cruiser with 2 triple turret 10 inches. It's essentially a Gulf spee. That's what I've made it to be. So, yeah. Let's build like 2 of these. Why not? Right. Let's go back to the ship designer, and what I really wanted to build is more like class cruisers, because we really need more light cruisers. We don't actually have enough of them by any means. Let me just quickly check. We have 200,000 tons left over right now that we can produce with, so we should probably use 150,000 tons at most, because there's going to be repairs. So 15 of these. I want these things everywhere. We're building 20 ships at the moment. This should not have... okay, it left us with about 100,000 tons left over, while we are still repairing 1 battlecruiser somewhere. Which battlecruiser is it? Which ship are we still repairing? The Jericho, I see. Okay, that's fair. That thing took a bit of a beating, but at the same time it also really fucked the enemy up. Damage. What is currently the most damaged ship that we have? There's a few things here. Why is it sorted this way? 2%, 2%, 2%, what? I just sorted it by damage. Why are you stupid? There are some ships that are like 20 to 30% damage though. They're only light cruisers, but at the same time, that's not good. We need to get them to port soon. Honestly, we need to get most of our fleets to port soon. They've been on the water just resupplying constantly all the time. Nearest port possible destination supply port is Tobruk. Where's that port anyway? I think Tobruk is quite far away. Yeah, it's all the way over there. So, yeah. Yeah. Next turn for now. The Russians have really nothing they can do about it. So as long as we don't get a random peace treaty, I think we're good. Submarine warfare. Let's see if we can promote more submarines to ultra submarines to the very bottom of the ocean. Or whether or not this is actually our submarines attacking transports again, because that would be funny. If submarines actually get to do the stuff that they're made to do, they're actually quite okay. The problem is just that they just barely ever do. Yeah, the Austro-Hungarians currently don't really like my fleet being here. Britain, America, Austro-Hungary, and Spain. Spain again? I let you live, you motherfuckers. You actually pushed me back in Tonkin? You what? Well, actually, where is that? I think we were advancing it twice, so I think this is probably still gonna go through. Yeah, that's definitely going through. They're gonna lose Saigon. Saigon's gotta be gone. This is definitely gonna go through, unless they get some reinforcements again. So they might lose Manchuria, which is a fairly big area, and big on economy. That is actually the biggest area of economy, in terms of economy in the area here. That's pretty nice. It is actually one of their largest economies in general. If they lose that, the biggest economies are going to be Ukraine and Central Russia, with Ukraine very much threatened right now. And Southern Russia, but that's also threatened. Damn, they're in trouble. Their economy is going to collapse. Which they're probably used to, but, hey. How the fuck? Do you have no anti-submarine? No, you don't. You have no anti-submarine warfare stuff. Okay. Alright. I really expected to lose a submarine there. Improved relations with the British yet again. I don't really care if Spain goes to war with us. Austro-Hungary is not all that scary either. They have a lot of battleships, but they are advanced. But so is Italy and America, and honestly, Spain is allegedly advanced, and we humiliated them. Navy's power rating 5%. Yeah. How is it at 100%? We are close to rivaling the British in tonnage. We are exceeding the Americans in tonnage by quite a bit. And we're still building more. Just 2 of our ships getting done. We'll add another 260,000 tons on top. Which is hilarious. This is still 100% as well. Well, next turn. That's really not much to say about what's currently going on. The enemy's getting screwed. I could have probably invaded in 2 places in the Balkans. Split up my fleet, half and half. You know what? I'm going to do that next. Depending on how much tonnage I need in the area. The Austrians don't like me. Fight to the end. You shall not escape me. That's one area that belongs to me. Another area that belongs to me. So Saigon belongs to me. Crimea belongs to me. Do I go for Novorossiysk? I can't say that name. Choose province, Southern Russia, Ukraine. Honestly, they all need barely any tonnage. Yeah, Southern Russia, let's go. We're gonna move half our fleet over to this place. And see how much more we need in the area. There's some fairly sizable battleships here. This is honestly a fleet that needed to be split up anyway, so we're gonna move 2 battleships and 1 battlecruiser. You can have the Cogger. Then 2 destroyers and 2 light cruisers over there. We have another one, another ridiculously large fleet. Yep, we do. You can have... Oh, hey, look, there's the other Wolf class battleship. So you can have one of those, one of those, one of those, and some lighter ships. Sure, you can have a heavy cruiser too. Move over to that side. We're gonna go attack that fleet. Assault it as they try to get away. I'm gonna move some submarine fleets in this area as well. We're gonna go be really, really greedy now, and basically just start multiple invasions at the same time. How many ships are this fleet? Honestly, lots and lots of cruisers. So we're gonna take a bunch of the cruisers and leave the rest as a cruiser fleet here. Demine the area before we even start attacking. We actually have another massive fleet here. Bremen, Posen, Papenburg, Posen, and the Bonn. We're gonna move... four of you, 2 of you, and we can move 1 heavy cruiser as well. Over to the left side. And I think that's the next turn button. as we should gain control over this area fairly soon as well. Yep, 2 turns. Let's go. I don't know if there's a limit to how many naval invasions you can run at the same time, and also if there's a count, like if there's a minimal time between you starting some naval invasions. So let's see that in a moment. The enemy is scrapping old battleships again. Honestly, I don't know how they're building battleships that fast. Because if I build anything sizable, it takes forever to build. Though at the same time, I should maybe consider building something reasonable instead. Like 60,000 tons tops. Which is still very big battleships, don't get me wrong. And they're a lot more reasonable, that don't take up nearly as much space and nearly as much time, probably, than a 129,000 ton battleship. But at the same time, funny. I like my big battleships. Hey, Italy just got something. Quad barrel for main guns. Ooh. 15-inch Mark IIIs. Now that's a big one. Advanced naval shells. Rangefinder special training. That's good. That's a general buff to everyone. This is a 73% chance right now, so we definitely need to move some extra. You combined. I don't like you combining. Stop combining. So we should probably still have some big fleets here. I'd like to click on my fleet here. We have 567 tons in that area. Yeah, this fleet can probably move over to the right side too. We're just splitting our firepower here. Three battlecruisers? 3 battlecruisers. This is again a combined fleet, I'm pretty sure. I do not believe that these fleets were this big a moment ago. Move this fleet up there. And now we still have some submates that we can move around. Shuffle into certain places. How many repair ships do we have right now? We have a light cruiser and a heavy and a destroyer. Then we have we have the Jericho fleet. That should be in full working order now. There's a heavy cruiser here. Probably move and merge with this fleet here from Tobruk. Now let's see, can I invade again? No, I can't. There is a cooldown. So let me just improve relations with Britain again. Try to get them off. Try to get them to respect us a little bit. You know, make peace. I don't know where you came from, but I don't appreciate you being here. There's a Bavaria and a Dresden. Okay, you can probably also move up here and join a fleet of some kind. Let's just move there first. Any other ships in ports here? Like, we have a defense fleet, but I think we should keep that there. There's 3 more pushing class cruisers. You know what? You join those. Alright, we built 15 more of them, that's why they're everywhere now. And they can only spawn in areas that are actually quite fairly big ports, because they are fairly big cruisers. Power to overwhelm and destroy. The fact that you're there is funny. Like, yeah, I left my home ports kind of open, but at the same time, we're about to gain Poland, and that's not good for you. Also, we're gaining this turn. So, Poland and a Far Eastern territory are going to us this turn, which is pretty nice. Russia going to war with us was a terrible idea. And it's hilarious. Honestly, it was their decision. So far, every single time they've gone to war with us, we've destroyed like 1 or 2 ships. And then we sued for peace. Because it was like, hey, we're busy with someone else. But now they caught us at the right time. And I do want a bridgehead into America, which... that land bridge over to the top right is very nice. Especially because I can't really attack Denmark, which would be the other choice. Get Greenland, use it as a staging area, get into America. Now we're going to withdraw from this one. We're not fighting a battleship with a heavy cruiser. Marine diesel. Theoretically good. Essentially not. It has very low horsepower per ton, so you need a very, very big engine for a very small ship. Okay. Poland has been taken. And we got Kamchatka too. Politics. Actually, first of all, how's this looking? 100%, very good. Politics. Russia. Choose a province, we're going to Ukraine. Which probably means that you should move over to Ukraine's general area of influence. This is a fairly big fleet as well, so that's good. Move you up there too. And move you up there as well. This is a bigger port, so we might need a little bit of extra weight here. At least it's a bigger port than this one. We could probably split this fleet up a little bit. Move over here first of all. Take the likeness over to you too. That'll be fun. That's the enemy battleship that just attacked us. It's not going to get very far with the attack. I hope. I pray. Block off the path of the retreat. Very good. Now, attacking up here would also be nice, but they have very, very large ports here that are not manned. Honestly, Russia has a lot of tiny bits of area that are one port, and that's it. Now, southern Finland is now... Actually, no, they're not that big. All of these territories are also very vulnerable to actually getting invaded. That's hilarious. I should have moved my fleet on the top right. There we go, a second naval invasion. We're seriously hampering the Russian way of life now. There's a meeting that could be either the cruiser out in the sea that we just moved to intercept the enemy heavy cruiser, or the battleship that we just tried to intercept with our battlecruiser. Either of which would be fine. If it's the battleship running into a different fleet, this could be either really bad or really good for us. Because if it runs into a fleet that has a battleship, there's no contest. They're gonna die. If it's run into something that doesn't have a battleship or a battlecruiser, it's a little bit more complicated. Hell! You run into the worst enemy. The Jericho. Well, one of the worst. It's not the worst per se, but it's pretty bad. While they have more tonnage than us, and they might have better guns than us, in theory... Ah, okay, that might not be good. What's the sonar saying? Sonar saying enemy straight ahead. So, cruiser and destroyer turning around. You two are equalizing your speeds 30 times straight ahead. You turn around. Like I told you to. Now, the heavy cruiser is just here as a fire support. The Jericho will be doing the main lifting here. Both of you do slow down to 18 knots. I do not believe that the enemy's battleship are going to be much faster. Plop. At the moment we're having a lot of penalties because of the weather and the waves. Also the fucking thunder is extremely loud in my ears right now. Which is annoying. But the good thing is that the enemy is also having these penalties. The question is just how badly do they affect them. As we slowly inch our way closer. What do we even have here? Is it any sort of modern? No, it's ancient. It's absolutely ancient. Now the Jericho's as well, don't get me wrong. But the Jericho's been seriously upgraded since it was built. This one we have a fairly good chance to hit them. Not a guarantee by any means. I want to know that armor belt. Essentially. Partial pence of the high explosive variety. Tell me, what is your armor? Ah, you're firing armor piercing shells now. 10-inch main belt. That's terrible. Yeah, you're gonna get chunked the moment that I equal out the Jericho here. Top speed is 22 knots. That's very slow in comparison to ours. Donk. Partial pens at a terrible angle. This thing is going to get absolutely destroyed here. It essentially has no chance. What's your penetration on the guns? Considering that we are at 6.3 kilometers, yikes, that was a bad hit. It's dead. Flash fire. The flash fire spread throughout the entire ship, sinking it instantly. Still want to know, at 6 kilometers, 37 inches of penetration, you would not have been able to hit us. Actually, no. I thought the 18 inches was the main belt, it wasn't. My main goal has been achieved. I don't really care about the heavy cruiser, but we're gonna fire them anyway. Yep, Miral Nakimov. Another really ancient design that is honestly extremely valuable. Yeah, Cordite TNT2. It's gotta get smacked. It's gonna take a moment for us to actually get the range right because of the weather and everything, but at the same time, the moment that we have, it's gonna get destroyed. There's no real other way to say it. As the 5-inch secondaries keep blasting. And the 8.9 inches here do as well. So far, no concrete hits, but the accuracy is increasing. We're at 25% right now. 26 for the next salvo. There we go. It wasn't over penetration, but it caused a fire. at 6.7 kilometers. What's the penetration with the high explosive? About 6 inches. What's your armor? Oh, we're about to do it funny. We are about to do a funny. Now, these shells are not going to be the most effective here, but they have a chance of fully penetrating the enemy and essentially just blasting the entire ship from the inside. I'm going to force his secondaries to high explosive though, just to deal chip damage. He might also just cause it to burn all the way. Plop, plop, plop. 45% chance to hit with every shell fire from the main guns. Penetration, and it's done. Extensive fire. Well, that's another battleship fleet sunk. It was a small one, but if I remember correctly, the enemy didn't have many battleships left. So we went from screwing over Spain to screwing over Russia within a minute, essentially. Ding, 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 ding. So, let me see. I want to know, before I end the stream today, I want to know if I need to put more tonnage into that one area that we're currently trying to capture, or whether or not it's fine. Okay. Eastern pull against Soviet Union province Ukraine. So we're actually doing a double whammy here. Yep, both of those are 100%. Okay. Well, next week, I guess we're going to take over every single seaport that Russia has. Apart from the northern coast, because it's going to be a little bit annoying to get there. Still want someone to capture northern Egypt. That would be great. Great fun. Imagine trying to reinforce your own allies and you can't, because there's no sea path in there that will let you allow to do that. Eventually we're probably going to have to turn against Japan just to see what will happen. But honestly, Japan's not really a threat. Japan hasn't spread that much anymore because Japan has gone to war with Britain, and Britain has kind of destroyed every single bit of the colonies. Which is not great for them. Where is Japan anyway at this point? Yeah, they're not even here anymore. Oh wait, no, they have a few islands right here. They are not particularly strategically effective, because they're very small ports. Okay, that one's kind of good. Or Fort de France is also pretty good. So I'm going to click one more time on the next turn button, and that's going to be the last thing that we do for today. Because I'm late to end my stream. A little bit of making up for, you know, my internet crapping out on me yesterday. But today has been very entertaining and very, very, very successful, I'll be honest. There has been a lot of capturing, a lot of conquering, and a lot of destroying. A lot of really fun battles. Nothing's really gone wrong today. So hey, that's pretty good. Also, our monthly balance at this point is at $1 billion every month, as long as we're at war. The moment that we stop being at war, that's going to change, and we're probably going to have to like put a lot of ships into storage and finally get rid of our old, outdated ships. But that's fine. We wanted to do that anyway. We wanted to keep one Saxony, one Frauenlob, the old Frauenlob for sure, and I think maybe one extra. As sentimental value. In fact, I think we still have a battleship that's essentially completely useless as well, somewhere. Hey, oil has been discovered. Okay, Italy is supporting us, that's odd. You've thrown up the same treatment as the HMS Warrior. I need to look that up. Ah. Yeah, okay. I get it. I was thinking more like... It's an ironclad, that's a museum. I mean, it was... Like, my intention was to, like, essentially use it like a... or treat it like a museum that might be put into service. Yeah, sure, you can have some destroyers, I don't care. And we're still attacking them. Somewhere. There's so many invasions going into Russia right now, it's ridiculous. 2 million soldiers against 200,000! Okay, this one's not going to go through this way, that's for sure. However, it might be a token defense again, token defense again, because this is ridiculous. This is completely, utterly ridiculous. There's no way they can hold this. Yeah, we've gotten rid of every single Russian enclave already. There's only mainland Russia. I guess there's Oman here, but that's getting captured by Britain right now. Russia has been confined to their own little corner in the country, and they can't escape anymore. We have successfully secured ourselves a bridgehead over to America, with this port being really close, though we can get one even closer. And the moment that we get over there, we can take Nome, Dutch Harbor, Anchorage, and then we're already down to Seattle, which is a really big port, holy shit. So, after we get Russia, as long as everything goes right, my next goal is America. Save those words. Because something's probably going to go wrong and I'm going to be forced to fight Italy again. Pretty sure that's an invasion across Alaska is a bad idea. It'll be fine. The thing is, I don't really have another choice. What I want this to be is not like a fighting port. These are there to resupply. Terrible terrain, basically no logistics. Naval bases. They're not large naval bases again, but that's what we have this port here for. Right here. Because this one's fairly sizable. We can't park our biggest battleships in there. For example, the Wolf can't even fit in there. But I want to take Seattle, or some big port that I can use as an effective landing platform. The thing is, I think Western US is going to be extremely painful to take. Because it's one massive area with 300,000 ports. So taking that over, painful. And I think that's essentially going to be the story across all of America. Yeah. We're going to need a massive fleet if we want to do anything to America. Oh boy. The thing is, we definitely have the tonnage for it. We just need to pull it together and do it. Anyway, I'm going to end my stream here. Let me see who I can rate today. I'm going to be back tomorrow with what's on my schedule for Thursdays? Right, Ghost Trick. I'm stupid. I am dumb. Let's go and say hello to... we haven't said hello to Nitro in a bit. I wanted to yesterday, but I couldn't. Wait a minute, actually. I see. Yeah, let's go. I'm going to be back with this game next week on Wednesday, as usual. But in the meanwhile, there will be other games, like tomorrow with Ghost Trick, Friday with Hunt, Saturday with Baldur's Gate, and so on. Anyway, let's send you over to Nitro, who's currently playing Warframe, according to his thingy, though my channel preview is currently a little bit broken, I'm pretty sure. Have a good night. Thank you very much for being here. I much appreciate it, and I do hope that you come back to watch me again. Take care, and bye.